Okay, let's take a look at some action examples for the listbox object. Now obviously, because there's so many actions for the listbox object, we can't take a look at every single one fully in depth. But we'll touch on some of the key stuff here, we'll learn how to use them, and if you need to extend what we've touched on here, you can go to autorun.org and click on Downloads, and then in the Downloads section, click on the AutoPlay Media Studio 5.0 Example Projects link, and you'll notice there's a couple of great projects here, Advanced Listbox Techniques and Beginner Listbox Techniques, and you can go ahead and download these for free and try them out, and they're really great. They've got everything you need, and additionally, if you have any other questions, you can join us in the forum anytime, of course. But let's go ahead and dig in and learn some of this stuff right now. So we've got our list box here, and I'm going to go ahead and double click on it, and you can see there's a variety of different events that we can track on the list box itself. As well, we can control this list box using external items such as buttons or labels. So let's look at that first. I'm going to go ahead and add an input object to my page. I'll press OK. I'm just going to set it up top here, and I'll add a label object here. I'll type add item into this label object. I'll press Control D, and in the second one I'm going to type delete item and press OK, and I'm just going to move these down here and align them for neatness. Okay, there we go. Now we'll first double click on this add item label, and we'll go into the actions area and click on add action. The first thing we need to do is retrieve the text from the input object. So we'll go to the input actions and choose input get text. It's going to store it in a variable named result, so we'll go ahead and copy that variable name to our clipboard and press finish. Now we need to transfer that information to the list box, so we'll go to add action, choose the category list box, and choose list box add item. Here we're going to empty out the result variable and data fields, and we're going to paste our variable name into the text field. So it's going to add that text to that list box. Okay, and we'll press finish. Now let's press OK, and that takes care of our add item button. Let's go ahead and double click on our delete item button, and this one's going to be a little trickier because we have to go ahead and detect which item is selected before we delete it. So let's double click on that. We'll go in the actions area and we'll click on add action. Now from the list box actions, we're going to choose the get selected action. So list box get selected. So this is an important concept. You're going to use this action for most of your interaction with list boxes. So here we're going to find out which item is selected currently when the user goes ahead and clicks on it. So we're going to go ahead here and copy this into our clipboard, the result variable name, and that's going to be a table. So it's going to store all the currently selected items. In this case, since we don't have multiple select activated, we know there's only one item there. So let's go ahead and add an action to delete that item. We're going to double click on list box delete item, and in the index area we're going to type our table name result, and we're just going to index the first item in that table because we know there's only one item there that we want to access because multiple select is not activated, right? So we will press finish and OK. Now we can go ahead and preview our project by pressing F5. Now we have our list of fruits here that the user can select, do a variety of things with, and we have our input field where we can add items. So I'll go in here and type lemon and click on add item. As you can see, it adds it to the list. I'll type kiwi and click on add item, and maybe one more. We'll put in coconut and click on add item. Now let's test out the delete item button. I'm going to click on an object here, or a selection, in this case kiwi, and click on delete item. As you can see, it disappears right away. Now what it's doing is it's detecting which item is selected and then it's deleting it. So I'll click on orange and then delete item, and lime and then delete item. I can go ahead and re-add those items if I like by typing them in the input field and clicking on add item. Okay, so this displays some basic functionality of the list box actions, and actually we're going to split this particular tutorial into two videos. So we'll go on to the next video and take a look at some more examples of list box actions.